So moving on with our ephamarcy application. Today we are going to be creating the home UI and also the product details UI. So as you can see, we have this section which has the search text field. We have this section with the categories, and then also we have this section that is the products, and then we have this bottom navigation view, and we also have. Okay, now let's develop our home UI. So the first thing that we need to create is we are going to create a bottom navigation bar, right? So we will first have to create an integer for the selected index that will be used to assign the selected widget, the selected page that the user clicks, right, when he clicks the button on the bottom navigation bar. So, and then we also need to create another method called on item tab. Sorry, this should be supposed, this must be an underscore. So this takes in an index. And then we are going to set the state. And then we are going to assign our selected index to the index. Right. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need to create a list of widgets. A list of type widget. Right. And then we are going to name it pages. And then it's going to have the first page on our home UI is going to be the main page. So we are going to have the main page widget, the favorite page, the cart page, and also the profile. This is supposed to be cart page. Okay. So now let's go into our scaffold widget, and then let's say bottom navigation bar is equals to bottom and then it's going to take in, we must have the background color. We want the background color to be white, so we are going to say colors.white. And then we want the selected item color. That means the color, we want the color that's a color that to be assigned when the user clicks on the button on the bottom navigation bar. So we're just going to say, let's give it a blue color, right? And then we want the current index to be equal to the selected index, right? And then we want on tap, when the user taps it, we want to use our on tap method that we created on item tap, right? And then the next thing is we need to provide the items. So it's a list of items. So the first one is bottom navigation bar item. Bottom navigation bar item. And then we are going to provide an icon. So the icon is going to be icons.home and then we want the color to be blue. The color of the icons, we want it to be blue. And then we want the size of the icon to be 30. Then the next thing is you need to provide the label. The label, we are just going to give it a label of home. And then let's copy this item 3 more times. Then let's paste it the last time. And then for the next time, let's just change it to favorite. Change this to favorite. Let's just say icons.favorite. Okay, so let's give it a constant. It's supposed to. Okay. Let's just give it a constant. And then here, let's change this one to cut. Let's just change it to cut. And then let's change this one to shopping bag. Shopping bag outlined. Shopping bag outlined. And then the next one is going to be profile. Then let's just say icons.person. Okay. So now we are done with the, and then we are done with the, we are not yet done, let's say, and then we need a body. And then the body, we are going to say pages, the pages that we list, and then we just pass in the selected index. Right, as you can see, now we are done with the, home UI. Now it should display a bottom navigation bar. So now the next part is we are going to be moving on to the main page. That will be the main page displayed on our home, home page. Okay. So moving on to our main page, as you can remember, we have this search field, the categories, items, and then the products. Yeah. So let's move on to the main page .dat. So let's remove this container into a scaffold widget. And then inside the scaffold widget, the body, we need a body. The body must be a single child scroll view. Single child scroll view. And then we need to provide the child, which is a column widget. And then we need to provide the list of children, right? And then the first thing that we need is we need a height. which you are going to get from media query. Dot size and then dot height. Okay. So inside the column widget, we need a spacing. So we use the sized box to space it. Sized box. And then we provide a height of 50 from the top. And then the next thing that we need is a text field. And then we need to decorate it using the input decoration. And then the first thing is the border, which is going to be none. And then we need a prefix icon, which is going to be icon widget icons dot search. And then we need to provide a size of 20. And color of black. And then we also need a suffix icon. Which is icons.tune. And then inside our text field, we need a hint, which we're going to say hint text, which is going to be search product. And then we need to style the hint using the hint style property, and then we provide a text style. The color of colors dot black, and a font size of 18. And then we also need to add some padding to our text form field, which is content padding. And then we're going to say edge inserts dot only. We only need from the top, and then it's going to be 12 pixels. And then the next thing that we need to do is to wrap our text field inside a sized box. Let's wrap it inside a sized box widget. And then let's give it a height of height 0.99. And then let's wrap the sized box inside of a card view, So So let's just wrap it with the card, and then let's provide an elevation of 1. So like this. So we need to put a constant here. Now we have we've done the text field section. Now we need to move on the categories items section. So now that we are done with the search section, now we need to move on to the category section. We need to display categories in our application. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to create a categories model. So in our categories model class, we want an image. We want the name of the category and the image of the category, right? And we need to provide the constructor. So we want the name, and we also want the image. Okay, let's put a semicolon. So right now we don't have we are not connected to Firebase Firestore. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a fake data. We are going to create some fake data, and then in the next video we are going to take care of this using Firebase Firestore. So let's just create a folder named fake data. Inside this folder, let's create a dat class called fake data .dat, and then let's call it class fake data, like this. And then what we need to do is we need to create a list of categories. We're going to list a list of categories. The categories are going to be a type of categories model. So we need to import this class. Okay. Which is equal to a list of categories. So what we need to do is we just say category model. And then we need to provide the name So the first one is going to be contraceptives. Contraceptives, and then we need to provide the path of the image. So as you can see, if we go to my GitHub repo, you get these images. You can download them from my GitHub repo. We have this category contraceptive pills, and then if we go into our pub.yaml file, so let's just go to our pub.yaml file. If we go into our pub.yaml file, we can see that we have registered this asset class. We have registered this asset class. We have the assets categories, and then we have the asset products. Make sure you don't forget this. Otherwise, if you forget this, you are going to get an error. So we are going to say contraceptives, and then it's from assets / categories. And then / is going to be contraceptive pills. So this is our first category, and then let's just copy this. And then let's just paste it a couple of times. And then what we are going to do is we are going to change the name. This is going to be cough syrup. And then let's change this to and then let's also change this from, and then let's say magnesium pills. Let's also change the path name. Let's also change this name to painkillers. And let's also change this to painkiller.png. And then also let's change this ARVs. Let's change that to test tube. Okay, now we have our fake data. Let's just put a semicolon here. Now that we have our fake data, so what we need to do is if we go back to our main.page, below this search field, what we need to do is we need to have our categories below this search field. But I don't want to write the categories widget inside here because it makes this UI untidy. So one way we can do this is we can create another component we can create another component, another folder called components. And then inside there we are going to create the categories. We are going to create the categories section, right? Let's just call it category widget. let's just call it home category widget dot dat. So it's going to be a stateless widget. Okay. So in our categories widget, we need a container. Let's give it a height of 150. Let's give it a height of 150, and then we want the child to be a scroll view, a list view, right? We want the child to be a list view. So we are going to use list view dot builder. So if you don't understand list views and the builder method, make sure you check my video about list view, right? So the first thing that we need to provide the item, we need to provide the item count. We need to provide the item count, and then the item count is going to be our fake data. Okay, let's import the fake data class. And then with the length. And then the next method is going to be, so before this, we need to provide the shrimp wrap. Which is going to be true. And then we need to also to provide the physics. Which is going to be the clamping physics. And then the item builder. So for the item builder, we need to provide the context and the index. Context and also the index. So I forgot, also we need the scroll direction. In this case, we want it to be horizontal. We want to scroll sideways. So I'm going to say axis.horizontal. Right. So inside our item builder, we need to return a padding widget, and then we are just going to say edge insets dot all, and then we need to provide a padding of 8. And then we need to provide the child, and then we need a column. And then we need to provide the children of the column widget. So the first widget is going to be a circle avatar. The circle avatar widget, and its color, and then its child is going to be an image dot asset. And then we need to provide the name of of the name of the, we need to provide the path of the image. So we are going to say fake data. Remember the fake data class that we created. Dot categories, and then we provide the index, and then we provide the image path, and then it can be null, so we use the nullable. And then we need to provide the fit, which I'm going to say box fit.cover. And then we need to provide a height of 120. And then a width of 120. And then below the circle avatar, we need now to provide the text, which is going to display the name of the category. So I'm going to say, coming from our fake data class, dot categories, and then we provide the index, the name of the category, and then it can be nullable, so we provide the exclamation mark, and then let's just style it. Let's give it a font size of 15. Let's give it a font weight. Let's say font weight .w400, font weight of 400. And then let's just provide an exclamation mark. Okay, this should be supposed to be a constant. Now, so left out the constant, and then left out the constant. Okay. Okay. So now that our categories widget is done, let's go into our main page. I'm sorry about the helicopter noise. I live near a hospital, so there are always helicopters going there. So let's just provide some space. Let's use the size box with a height of 16. And then the home kit, let's just say home. What did we name it? Say the home category, supposed to be home category widget. Okay, let's go into our main, and then home category widget. So we need to import it. Okay, so I left out a constant here. So let's reload our application and let's see. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . As you can see, now we have our categories. So in the next section, we are going to move on to the product section. So let's moving on to the product section. What we need to do is we just need to do the same things that we did with the categories module. Let's go into our models folder, and then let's just create a product model class. And then what we need is we need the product image. We also need the product name. We also need the product price, which we are going to use. It's going to be a double. Okay, and then we need a boolean for checking if the product is available. So let's just call it is available. We also need the product description. Okay, this is typing error. Okay, and then let's create the constructor. And then the product image. We need a product name. Then product description. Okay, we're done with this section. Okay, let's just leave it like this. We're done with this section, and then let's go again into our fake data class. So let's go into our fake data class, and below the category list, we are going to create another list of type product model. And then we are going to just call it products. It's going to be a list. Then let's import it. Okay, inside there we need to populate this list with product model class. As you can see, we need the product image, we need the product image. As you can see, I have this assets folder. In this assets folder, we have also the the products, right? So the first product is going to be, we have product image. First product is going to be assets products slash then arv dot jpg. So we are just going to call it arv tablets. And then for the product price, let's guys just give them a product price of, let's say, $99. And then for the product description, I'm not going to type out the description. So what we need to do for the product description, let's just go and grab some dummy text from Lorem Ipsum. So let's just generate 30 words. So let's just copy this Lorem Ipsum text. And then inside our description, let's just paste it. And then let's copy this. So let's copy this product. Let's copy this. And then let's move on to the next product. And then let's change this to BP tablets, blood pressure tablets. And then let's change this to, let's just say TB. Let's just say BP tablets. Let's give them a price of $4.99. Let's leave the product description as it is, and then let's paste again. Okay, so let's just change this. The next one is going to be clinical masks. Okay. Let's change them to 0.99. The next one is going to be Cortex. Let's change them to Cortex. Cortex.jpeg. $11.99. And then let's go to the cough syrup. this is supposed to be JPEG. Let's change this to cough syrup. .jpg. Let's change the cough syrup to $3.99. And then the next one is going to be Durex. .jpeg. Let's change this to Durex. Let's just say $13.99. Okay, so the next one we're going to change it to gloves. Then it's going to be gloves, and then the price is going to be $2.99. And then let's change the painkillers. The painkillers, let's make them just 99 cents. Then we're left with just one more item. In this case, it's going to be sanitary pads. Okay, let's make them $5.99. Okay, and then let's create our inside our components again. Let's create the product widget .dat file. Again, it's going to be a stateless widget. And let's change this to product widget. Let's import the material.dat dependency, and then let's change this to grid view. And then let's provide it with a grid delegate, which is going to be a sliver grid delegate with fixed cross axis. And then we need the cross axis count, which is going to be 2. So in a grid, we are going to have 2 items. And then we need to provide the child aspect ratio. We need to provide the child aspect the child aspect ratio, which is going to be 2/3. And then item count. We need to provide the item I'm sorry, this was supposed to be the builder. And then we are supposed to provide the item count. We use fake data from our previous class that we created, dot products. So let's import this class, dot products dot length. Okay, so the next thing is the shrimp rep. And then the physics, we need to provide the physics. And then we need to provide the score direction. Then we're going to say axis dot vertical. And then the last one is the item builder, which is going to take in the context and the index. And then it's going to return a padding. Which is going to be 2. And then we are going to provide the child. We are going to provide a child, which is going to be a card. And then the child of the card. And then first we need to style this card. We need to provide it with a shape which is a rounded rectangular border. Or it's rectangle. And then we are going to give it a border radius. A border radius of 20. And then here we need to provide an elevation of 1. And then the child is going to be a container. We need to give it a height and a width. The height is going to be 180. The width is going to be 180. The next thing is the decor. We need to provide a decoration. We need to provide a decoration. And then we need to provide the color. We need to provide a color. Which is white. And a border radius. And then this inside this container, we need to provide a column. And then a children. And then the first one is going to be an image asset. Then it's going to be fake data dot products. Then provide the index dot product image. And then we need to provide the fit. I made a typo. It's supposed to be image.asset. And then it can be nullable. And then we are going to say box fit dot fit height. we give it a height of 150. And then the next widget is we need to give it a text, but we need to center this text, the text, and then we are going to say fake data dot products, provide the index, and then the product name. It can be nullable, and then we need to style this. And then we need to add a spacing. And then we need to add another text. So we're going to say text and say provide an index, and then it's product price, and then we style it. And then let's just add a constant. And then we are done with the product section. So now let's go into our main.page file. Under this home category, what we are going to do is we are going to just provide a raw widget, and children. Inside this we are going to have a text, and then we are going to say products. The first text is going to be products, the second one is going to be text, it's going to be see all, and then let's just let's style this. font size 30, and then the font weight let's use font weight dot bold. And then let's just copy this text style. Let's just copy this and paste it in the next section. Let's go back. Let's change this to 20. Let's just provide this the constant. Let's just make this with children into constants. Okay, now that we are done with this, let's go into the next section. And then let's just say product. Product widget. And then let's just import this. And then let's wrap this with a padding. And also let's wrap this also with a padding. Okay, now that our section is done, let's reload the application. Let's see. So as you can see now, we now have this home page, right? As you can see, we are done. Now what we need to do is in the main in a row, let's go into the main. Let's put the main axis alignment. Let's just say main axis alignment is on main. Axis alignment dot space between. Okay, and then the other thing, let's just reduce this font size to 25, and then this one to 14 to 15. Let's reload the application. Perfect. So we are done with this video. I'll see you in the next video when we will be integrating and using Firebase Firestore. Make sure you click on the like button, comment in the comment section, and then turn on the notification bell. Cheers.